Okay, Friday, February 2nd, 2024, 4:17 p.m. Finally got this thing figured out where I'm able to figure out how to work with my OneDrive files. Looks like the fastest way to download them is to actually pull them out of my Windows File Explorer, copy them to my external drive, and that way I'll be able to have them and manage them independently from OneDrive. That seems to work better than trying to get OneDrive to zip the file and then download it. That was really prohibitively slow. Anyway, thinking about One Flew Over the Guru's Nest, and I made the note earlier today about Cardone's email about quit messing around, and I was just thinking about the story of that whole process and feeding the fish and the little mental, endorphins I get just from thinking that that might be tweaking them a little bit. Then I was reminded of a few other stories, like when I sent in my KBB speaker application and made the first cut, and the whole process of that whole day spent filming that video, and I've got to find the pictures of the stepladder and the duct tape I used to set up my phone so that I could do that thing, along with the day before, the email that I got saying that I made that first cut, and I was on the treadmill and had my primal scream, primal yell, primal scream. Is that the word I want to use there? Just that Tony Robbins talked about, and I kind of made fun of as I was listening to it. But then watching the Mission Impossible episode, movie, and heard him say it ain't over till we say it's over. And I just let it rip. I guess the bigger picture here on this is also the connection to Papillon and the butterfly, why that's my logo and why that's so important, because I feel like I've escaped from prisons my whole life. I mean, that's a really good metaphor. And I will fly around in a place until I hit a ceiling and I can't go any farther past that, and I find a way out. And I think the thing is that I want to communicate here for the book is the book needs to be this collection of stories, these scenes, these pictures, and they need to be neatly narrated and tied together, leading up to this conclusion, and that's the completion of this book and the next chapter of my life. I think that's a really good way to package this, because these are all good stories, and they're not all happy stories. I want to talk about narcissism in here, and toxic relationships, and almost do a kind of a covert 101 on this, on what that looks like, what that feels like, and my own process of discovery through YouTube. I think another theme through this is going to be that YouTube is my hero, and that was a primary source of information for a lot of the things that I've been doing. I also want to mention how the internet is getting dumber. There's more information, but it's being dumbed down on purpose by big tech, who's scraping the older functional programs and documentation. You can't get to things. They're rewriting their documents, and I want to verify that. It could be I'm just not following the breadcrumbs like I should be, but I think that's a factor. Anyway, stories. One Flew Over the Guru's Nest. I think that's the key, is to 18 stories. There was 18 points in Taylor Conroy's TEDx talk, and the flow, and I can use the ordinary, extraordinary, and why paradigm through that whole process. But 18 stories, and I'll just use that model and expand that to fill 200 pages or whatever makes sense for the book. That's all I want to say about that. The How to Hate Evil book is going to be different. That will be less. Well, I don't know. It will still be a lot of first-person accounts, but it won't be as significant on the life events. The life events will be the background. I think the way I want to write that is the way Chris Voss did. Never split the difference, and just talk about this journey of hating evil that I've been on since I became a minister, and what that looks like, and why that's so significant to me personally. Okay, that's all.